Oh, Tim Desert, Storm Bradley questions why would Canelo fight M'Baku instead of fighting David Benavidez? Inquiring minds want to know. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Listen, I don't know how you found my video, but somehow, somewhere you made it. Please help others arrive at the content by throwing a like on the video. It goes a long way when you guys click on that link. You dig. Tim Bradley, he's been very outspoken. This is what he said. Quote, as I said before, I knew Canelo would accomplish undisputed at 168. I knew he could beat every single fighter in there at super middleweight once David Benavidez was eliminated by losing his title on the scales. He said, I called it, I saw it coming, and I was like, okay, now so Canelo, you want to stay at 168 because you know you can clean out the division and make history. And I respect Canelo. I respect him. I really do. You didn't do it and become undisputed at 160, and you didn't want to do it at 154 pounds. See, I'm not throwing salt. I'm just giving you the facts. If I was throwing salt without facts, then I have no argument, but I'm giving you facts. Now, the funny thing is about the Canelo Chupapi Muñeño, even though Tim Bradley is actually speaking facts, and we could trace this back historically, the Canelo radical man fans, they're going to act like he's speaking a foreign language and or say he's hating and, you know, things like that. Tim Bradley continues, he says, we don't want to see him in the ring with a guy like M'Baku, where he's 10-1 favorite. We want to see Canelo like when he fought Triple G, meaning a competitive fight. You know, we want to see him in fights where we say, oh man, you look at David Benavidez, a young guy, a bigger guy than Canelo. He's 168 pounds just like he is, and I think he can impose some sort of threat on Canelo. David Benavidez has speed, he has power, he has grit, he's hungry, and he's a talented young fighter. So why not fight that guy? Do you want to sell out Cowboy Stadium? I promise you that would sell out Cowboy Stadium fighting David Benavidez. You want to sell major pay-per-views? I think Canelo would sell a lot because this kid is going to talk. The promotion itself would promote itself, you know? David Benavidez brash, he's confident, and he's not going to be sitting there respecting Canelo like everybody else. He truly believes he can beat him, so that right there to me is an easy sell. Man, talk to him, Tim Bradley. Okay, Tim Bradley was cooking. You know, Tim Bradley, he's been stepping it up in a major way. E40 album with the commentary. He's really saying some things. You know, a lot of this is what I said, and at the end of the day, I agree wholeheartedly with Timothy Bradley. I don't always agree with Tim Bradley, but this right here, cuz? Oh yeah, I definitely agree with Tim Bradley. I mean, you gotta analyze. See, me, I look at life, not just boxing, but I look at life, and there's this old military acronym. It's called WIFM. What's in it for me, right? So I always look at the WIFM of situations and determine what would provoke people to do the things that they do, you know? WIFM, what's in it for me? And I always like approach life, and I have great intuition, people skills, I'm able to read people. And you got to look at the WIFM and the situation with Canelo Alvarez and the WBC. What's in it for Canelo? If all the fans are screaming at the top of their lungs, for anyone who would listen, for Canelo Alvarez to fight the likes of David Benavidez, Jermall Charlo, Better Bevo, some even Demetrius Andrade, even though he's not in the 168-pound division like Charlo, right? And everybody's screaming these names, and Canelo's like, nah, I'm moving up all the way to a ridiculous division where I don't plan on staying up there and fighting the best like Maris Bradis and Lawrence Okoli, and he definitely didn't fight Usyk when he was there. So now I'm going to go to this division and I'm going to set this fake history. So, you know, Canelo, the walls are closing in because he's claiming to be really the people's champion, and he's fighting for the people, and he's saying, oh, I want to fight on the Mexican dates because they're important to me. So if you're really truly about what you're saying, you're the people's champ and you're fighting on the quote unquote Mexican dates, then why would you take an opponent like a cruiserweight who nobody knows and possibly fight him in, you know, Zamunda or wherever in Africa? Fun, none away. Malaysia, Malaysia, Malaysia. Right? Why would you do that? And you want to fight on the quote unquote Mexican dates, but then there's a Spanish speaking half Mexican David Benavidez, and people like Boxingego and Timothy Bradley, people who've been in the industry, Bradley as the fighter, me as the God MC, right? And we're screaming, oh, I would pay top dollar. Bradley's like, oh, the fight will sell itself. You could sell out AT&T Stadium. But Canelo wants to fight a guy, some African that no one really knows, and say, hey, I'm setting history here. So you got to look at, like I said, the whiffum. What's in it for me? Why would Canelo do this? It's because he doesn't want to fight these other people. And instead, he wants to, you know, in like the great Jonestown, he wants people to drink the Kool-Aid, right? Jim Jones style. And he wants people to drink the Kool-Aid, and he's telling them what he's going to do, and he's fashioning it as if he's, you know, daring to be great and trying all this stuff. But this is very strategic and very calculated. And I wouldn't even be surprised, to be honest, in boxing if it was somewhat fixed. You know what I mean? Where M'Baku just gets cooked and, you know, looks crazy like the Kovalev fight, where all of a sudden we watch Kovalev throughout his whole career against guys like Ishmael Salak, of course, Andre Ward, 2 fights, Leader Alvarez, right? 2 fights with Jean Pascal, defeating Nathan Cleverly and guys like that. We watch all these fights and Kovalev looked like a menace. He looked like the crusher. Then the one fight he fights Canelo, he looks horrible. And it doesn't even look like he looks like he never fought a day in his life. Like he doesn't even have power, stuff like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if this M'Baku MacBook fight, MacBook Air or whatever fight looks similar. And the WBC conspired with Team Canelo, and they're again fashioning it as, oh, we're taking this huge heaping risk and moving up in weight, you know, and it's just not what anybody's calling for. So shout out to Tim Bradley for speaking his mind, and I'm going to continue doing that. I've been saying it. I said it before Bradley. I'm going to say it during and after, because this is the truth, you know, with them. And you guys, if you analyze the game like I'm doing it, and, you know, maybe you guys will make some of the waves that I've made in the boxing game, because at the end of the day, you can say whatever you want, but you got to look at the with them. What are the ulterior motives here? Why would Canelo move up to cruiserweight? Why didn't he do this when Usyk was there? Usyk is a beast. That would have been at least a more sellable fight because Usyk had somewhat of a presence. You're taking the one cruiserweight in the last several years, not like a David Haye or a Vander Holyfield or a Usyk. You're taking the one cruiserweight with a big ass head that nobody even knows. Even diehard boxing fans aren't really familiar with MacBook, right? And that's who you're picking. You know, it don't really make sense. Like I said before, this is all scripted. At this point, Canelo is almost like a Broadway play or actor, you know, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson or something, where, you know, he's acting a role. He's not really Hobbs and Shaw, you know. And I do think Canelo can fight, and I think he's a true fighter in terms of he has skills and he can fight. But the way he's moving, you see he's they're not trying to pigeonhole him into difficult fights. And just similar to like El Chapo, where the authorities think they have him captured, he tunnels out and finds a way out. And Canelo is quickly becoming an El Chapo-like character, an escape artist, Harry Houdini in the world of boxing, where just when you think it's like, man, all right, you already fought all the British guys in or around your division. You fought Caleb Plant, the other Caucasian champion. And just when you think, man, we got to get to some of these bomb biggity fights with Canelo, you know, he pulls a move like this, which is why when I announced the news, I said Canelo does what we all knew he would do. You know, Canelo's moves are becoming very predictable, at least for me, the GOAT, the god of boxing talk, the god MC, Ego Stradamus. Because I literally said after David Benavidez knocked out Kyrone Davis in brutal fashion, wore him down, and Davis had a mucho heart. I told you, I said off a performance like that, don't look for Canelo to fight David Benavidez, because historically Canelo has not fought guys off of their best wins or great performances like that. And the history shows that. Caleb Plant even, Yeah, it was undisputed, blah, blah, blah. But he was also coming off a Caleb Truex performance, and people, including Anthony Durrell, thought, they expected more from Caleb Plant in that particular fight, right? Guys like Billy Joe Saunders coming off of Coursera's performances where he looked horrible on the Logan Paul KSI undercard, right? This is Canelo's MO. And I told you that, and I predicted these things, and then they happened. Biggie, what happened? So I must know a thing or two. Shout out to Tim Bradley for his commentary. I agree with him. Why not David Benavidez? You let me know in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel. Use my affiliate links. If you're ordering Terrence Crawford versus Sean Porter, use my affiliate link. It does provide a small commission when you guys click at that link, and it costs you nothing extra if you're ordering Crawford Porter. Thank you guys for your support. I am the future, the past, the present of boxing. And I'm out. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.